Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Gauranitai. Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gaur Pramanande Haribol. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda Ki Jai. Thank you very much. And Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Thank you very much. Shri Radha Gokulananda Ki Jai. Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman Ji Ki Jai. Sorry, could you give me a cushion, small one cushion from it? Good morning, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna. Yeah, just one. Thank you. One is enough. One is enough. That's better. Right. So, Niskinchana Prabhu gave me a verse of his own choice from Bhagavad Gita. And it's 18th chapter, text 68. So we carry on with the theme of the class in relationship to book distribution. Let's see if we can deliver something today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is the chapter, the perfection of renunciation. Is the last chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Is teaching us that ultimately we have to give everything up, even the body. So let's see what Lord Krishna says here today. So this is text 68 of the 18th chapter. Ya. That's the one you have on board? Yeah. Idam Paramam Guyam Mat Bhaktesh Abhidasyati Bhaktim Mai Param Kritva Mam Evasyati Asamsaya Yaidam Paramam Guyam Ma Bhakteshva Vidasyati Bhakti Mai Param Kritva Mam Evasyatya Samsaya. Gentlemen. Any ladies? Okay, so word by word. Ya. Anyone who. Idam. This. Paramam. most guhyam, confidential secret, mat, of mine, bhakteshu, amongst devotees, abhidashyati, explains, bhaktim, devotional service, my, unto me, param, transcendental, kritva, doing, mam, unto me, eva, certainly, isyati, comes, asamsaya, without doubt. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Prabhupada. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end, he will come back to me. Please repeat after me. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. This is Lord Krishna speaking here to Arjuna. Generally, it is advised that Bhagavad Gita be discussed amongst devotees only. For those who are not devotees will understand neither Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is and Bhagavad Gita as it is should not try to explain Bhagavad Gita whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad Gita should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a subject matter for the devotees only and not for philosophical speculators. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swami Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurabhata Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangalam gayate girim. Yat kirpa tamaham vande shiguru dinatarinam. By the mercy of the spiritual master, a blind man can see stars in the sky. And by his mercy, a lame man can cross mountains. And again, by his mercy, a dumb man like me can speak few words on Srimad Bhagavad Gita today. I offer my humble obeisances to the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Tamala Krishna Goswaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Navadi Paskyata Desatarine Vanchakalpadruvascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Yaidam Paramam Guyam Mabbhakteshva vidasyati bhaktimai param kritva mamivashyati sasamsaya. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. So this is the verdict of Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Arjuna was already devotee of Lord Krishna, so there was no need for him to assimilate this secret, because he was used as an instrument. So the Bhagavad Gita was meant for all of us, for the future humankind. Arjuna was just like the daughter-in-law. When the mother wants, say, pass a message to the daughter-in-law, she chastises her own daughter. Arjuna is considered to be like the daughter of the mother. And we are the daughter-in-law. We are not that close to Krishna. But Krishna, I remember once, Shivaram Swami, we were late for something, an event. And there was the whole group of devotees in the van. It was not my fault, really. And there were some of his disciples, new disciples, and he chastised me. He told me off. And I said, why did you do that? I mean, in my mind. But anyway, I accepted it. I could understand that was not for me. Then at the end, he said, hey Vish, thank you for absorbing. It was not meant for you, but it was meant for this. He mentioned the word. Idiots, he said. But they're no idiot, These disciples, they're all great souls. But because I was, I've known him for many, many years, close to him, so he knew I could take it. And he didn't want to disturb the faith of some of his disciples. So Arjuna, the same way here, he's absorbing the instruction from Lord Krishna, and he got chastised by Krishna because he's Krishna's friend and he could take it. But it's meant for us. Bhagavad Gita is meant for us. So the interesting point here is that the Bhagavad Gita should be only given, disclosed to devotees and not non-devotees. How do we understand that? So you may think in your mind, so what's the point of going out and preach or distributing books? Because, I'm only disclosing this secret to the devotee of Krishna who are present here. And outside there, they're not devotees of Krishna. But that's wrong, actually. There's a lot of people outside there who believe in God. They're just lost. And they're devotees. They're not demons. I don't even call them materialistic people anymore, or karmi. Because they're devotees. He says in another verse, Lord Krishna, one who gives this knowledge out to my devotee is very dear to me, and no one is more dear. So Of course, anyone who preach is on the Madhyama platform. He has to use his intelligence and discriminate. So there are confidential devotees here, sitting here, eager. I didn't call you today to come for my class, but you came out of your freedom, free will. So this is kind of spontaneous Raganuga Bhakti. When you want to listen to the speaker, it's not that. But those devotees who are outside there, they're not on Raganuga Bhakti, so we have to go. The speaker has to stretch himself to go to them and give them the book. So those are less faithful souls, but they are also devotees. And the Madhyama, he avoid the demons. Sometimes I feel the pulse, try to give a book to someone. Like yesterday, there was someone who looked very sweet, and who looked very, sometimes people, they look at you and they smile at you, say, oh, maybe he's fertile to receive the book. But then I went to him, oh, I'm an atheistic, I have nothing to do with the religions. And he uttered the word, FU word. I don't want to go in details. So you just, you give your darshan, you flash the book, that they glance at the book, and that's it. Don't do anymore. Don't speak, and don't try to pursue, because it's a waste of time. It's it's like trying to make a hole in the water. Have you tried to do that? It will not happen. So those kind of people, you avoid them because they show the inimical feeling towards God, towards Krishna. And if you try to push them to take the book, like Prabhupada says in the purport, you're just encouraging them to make offenses. And that is not very intelligent of us to do that. But an intelligent book distributor, he gives himself as a darshan. Or he makes sure that they have a glance of the picture of Krishna. That's the first, you can't force a feast, a big plate of prasad to a baby, newborn baby. He wouldn't eat it. But, he can give some little bit of milk, and he'll take it. So that little bit of milk is when you be nice to them, and you flash the book and make sure they see the picture of Krishna. It's like they become exorcised. And you avoid them. No need to pursue. That is the very first step. That's also book distribution. Book distribution doesn't mean just, is not judged by the result. Oh, I distributed, a lot of books, a lot of money. Oh, I got a big donation from this guy. And no, book distribution can be even more successful. Krishna is watching, every time, and he wants to see how you deal with every individual. People, they're all different. And sometimes, there is an unfavorable person, and he's watching there to see if you pass the test or not, if you get reactive or proactive. Proactive means that you remain firm, happy, and peaceful without irritating that person. And that's how you pass the test. You let him go. Otherwise, you're just like another fanatic Christian. Bathe in the blood of Jesus, otherwise you'll go to hell. No, that's not the way we preach. People, sometimes they swear at you and you smile. They go away, the mind is a projector. They think to themselves, I was not very nice to that person. But he was different. Just like, I remember when I first came in this country, I was distributing books in Piccadilly. And there was an English person with his girlfriend. I tried to give a book and he was swearing at me. I couldn't understand a word because I couldn't speak English very much. I only knew yoga and meditation, and everyone is giving a donation. And by the way, if I can speak a few words more in English, is all book distribution has been my school. I never had a private teacher. Of course, my wife, she's very clever, intelligent, and she, corrected me. I have a son who is English teacher. He's always correcting me. That's nice. So I'm in the Morse now, but in the beginning, I had, this person was swearing, and then his wife, his girlfriend, pulled him away. She could understand that that's not nice. And I was smiling. I was smiling to this person. But I couldn't understand a word. So after 1 hour, the wife came back. And she wanted to talk to me. The girlfriend, the wife, I don't know what she was. I called the devotee Rupa Raghunath. I don't know if any one of you know. Rupa Raghunath is a god brother of Premanava. He's Pietro. His name was Pietro. He's Italian, but he was more advanced than me in English literature. His vocabulary was much, much better than mine. So I called him. We were out together. I said, could you please help me to understand what this lady is talking about? And he was translating. She said, Rupa Raghunath said, she came to beg for forgiveness, and it was not right the way you were treated. But she was impressed, that the boyfriend was swearing at me, and I, was proactive. I was smiling back with devotion, with love and devotion, because you have to be nice to people when you are out there representing God. But there was some dirty words as well, involving my mom as well. But anyway, so I controlled my, my feeling. And then she said, as an atonement, I want to get, some of your books, because you are a real monk. People, when you swear at them, they become angry, or they run away, they avoid you, or they give you hard look. The eyes, they can be very piercing. Someone comes and he swear at you, and you, even though you control your tongue, but you could give some very angry look to the person. That's fine. So I was completely oblivious by the whole thing, and I was happy that she took the book. And in retrospect, I was thinking, the Lord, that's the way. Even whether we understand English or not, that's the way devotees should behave. Even when I learn English. So I always remember that day. That day was a test for me. Of course, an easy test because I couldn't understand the offense. Easy test, but it was a lesson for me to learn. Every time I see someone who becomes personal towards me. I remember that day, I should be like that. Krishna wants me to be like that. And it works. You know, a devotee is shielded by this invisible mantle of humility. You have to have that, given by Lord Chaitanya. When you go out on book distribution, you have to not just dress warm. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Ki Jai. There's, you dress warm, you eat warm, and to keep yourself protected by the weather, you protect your mind by prayers, you chant your rounds, you pray to the Guru. But there is another invisible mantle that you can ask Lord Chaitanya, please cover me, protect me, give me that coat, invisible coat. And that coat is humility. Lord Chaitanya, he taught us, that to explain this secret, one has to be humble. Because humility, it's even actually more attractive than the eloquent words that you disclose, display to the people. You can be a great philosopher. You can read all the Prabhupada books very nicely, and you know all the answer. You could be a guru, a sannyasi, or you could be the topmost, ashram in ISKCON. But if you have a pride in your heart, you cannot do book distribution. No matter how intelligent you are. Prabhupada came with humility to the West. For 1 year, he was actually trying and trying. He never gave up. And trying to distribute this knowledge. So if we want things of the Acharya, the way they preached Bhagavad Gita, that's the way to follow. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, a few years ago I've discovered this program, because I'm getting older now, my feet, they get very cold, because of diabetes. And I said, maybe I can't do book distribution anymore. The diabetic attacks the kidney, the heart, the feet, and and I've been for 24 years now diabetic, and what to do? But I want to carry on distributing books. And thinking of Srila Prabhupada, what was it? He was also diabetic, and he was doing the tea rooms in Delhi, distributing Bhakti Gaudiya magazine that he would write himself. Why tea room? So I was meditating on that. Maybe I should try the coffee rooms, all the inside. So I go inside the lion's den, and I took many devotees, to try to train them to do the inside. When you're feeling cold, inside the shopping mall, that's where I'm going today. My whole marathon is going to be inside the shopping mall. It's nice and warm. And I go, you have inside, and then you go inside the Cafe Nero, inside the Costa. People, they sit down, they have a coffee, I wait for them. When I choose the person, said that one could be a good candidate. But I wait. I don't approach in the beginning. I wait when they purchase the coffee. They consume half of it. They're miserable in the beginning, but then they become a little bit more enlightened. They get on the phone, and that's the time, they feel chatty. So I go and put a Bhagavad Gita on the table. How are you doing? Are you Italian? I said, no, I'm English. Oh my gosh, you look like Franco Nero. I just invent a name. Who is Franco Nero? No, he's a very famous Italian actor, but doesn't matter. Anyway, sometimes you have a cappuccino with a cornetto. Today you are having cappuccino with your phone. Everyone is on the phone. So today is different. You're going to have cappuccino with a Bhagavad Gita. Every time you go for coffee, just open up, and it works. People, it's about mindfulness, meditation, yoga, karma. It uplifts your consciousness. And then you spend, a few minutes with them, quality minutes. They invite you in their confidence, and they give good donations. They give a nice donation. So it's, who is the catalyst person for this idea? It's not me, it's Prabhupada. Prabhupada helped me. He saw the desire that I had in my heart to carry on distributing books, otherwise I would have been finished 10 years ago. But, we used to do street book distribution, facing the cold when I was young. Remember Pramanava? Pramanava Prabhu also is a stalwart book distributor, him and his brother, very dear to Lord Chaitanya, and leading the crusade. This is the main service of his 4 decades in Krishna consciousness. Why are we doing it? Because there is a taste there. Why I carry on doing it every day? Sometimes I ask myself this question. I could be getting a roll of paintings, go out, make £1,000 a day. But then I used to come back, no appetite, because you give people illusion. I could have been an actor. I was an actor, stuntman, before I joined. But then, when I got married, I had a meeting, I had an audition from Switzerland for $300,000 to take part into a movie. And I had a meeting with Bhattitirtha Swami, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, my wife, Kripa Moya as well. Kripa Moya said, no, you're too short, to be an actor. It's a good point. But then again, Tom Cruise is short. But anyway, the movie was supposed to be a personality from Italy. And there were 3 candidates, so there was strong chance that I would have got the part. But Bhattitirtha Swami said, you asked me, but I'm going to ask you a question yourself. You think about it, and then you come back to me. The question is, what do you want to give to people? Illusion or the words of Krishna? I was a Sankirtan leader at that time, at the Manar here. And then he preached to me, he said, because movies, you give people illusion. They come out of the theater room and with nothing in their pocket. They've been cheated by Maya. You pay £10, £15 for a movie, and then what? The people in the movie, they're not real. They're playing a part. They're not real. They're not who they pretended to be in front of the camera. They may have some stage presence. They may look cute. They may look smart, intelligent, good, tall. But in reality, if Bhattitirtha Swami was saying, in reality, they're obnoxious. A lot of these people. And it's like a wife-swapping club. You make $300,000, then you go to Hollywood, you make millions of dollars, and then what? You lose your family, you lose your Krishna consciousness. Are you ready to trade all that for the illusion. The way he said it to me that he had a meeting with Muhammad Ali. And Ali told him, he said, everybody wants to be the number one in Hollywood. They're not satisfied, to be with one Oscar or two Oscars, whatever. But they want to be the best in the category of, have been paid, millions and millions of pounds. But then you see many of these actors, I don't want to criticize them to qualify the statement. Robert De Niro is about 78 years old, and he's got a girlfriend of 30 years old. And then you have, the Al Pacino, the same. Younger girlfriend, 32, 33, and he's 80. So a lot of those guys, they don't marry anymore, because otherwise if they divorce, they have to give away half of their wealth. And they're worth, $300, $400, $500 million. They have this, they know the drill now, They don't want to get married to women who are gold digger, they call them. But anyway, that's the world of illusion. I could have chosen any of those paths, but I'm very happy that I gave my youth to Lord Chaitanya to give people the words of Krishna, the face of God. And it's been a reward for me. Going out every day, even if I do 2-3 hours a day on books, it's like a shower Sankirtan. It still cleans you up. When you are full-time Sankirtan, we used to do 10 hours, isn't it? Prema, 10 hours, 8 hours, how many hours? Sometimes marathon, 10 hours. Can you imagine 10 hours in the street, under the rain, in the frozen, yeah. We're getting older now, but when we were young, the age of this boy here, we used to go out there and it was like the day was gone in 5 minutes. I remember once, Shivaram Swami, we used to do a marathon together on the service area. He asked me to show him how to do service area in Toddington, because I was trained in Italy to do that. And, every 10, 15 minutes, that day was minus 12 or 13. Every car, people, they couldn't even get out of the car to go and get a coffee. It was frozen. They had to keep the car on with the heater on, full blast. And we were out knocking at the windows of the cars. And Shivaram Swami, we used to take in turn, to go and warm up our feet and our hands, to go back in the car for 5-10 minutes, warm up, to get the blood circulation going. And the austerity that we did, I remember those days, I never forget, and there you have a sannyasi. I said, Maharaj, you stay, don't worry. Warm yourself. Say, no, Lord Chaitanya is calling us. And he would get out of the car, And that's how the day was going, but the taste was above the element. The cold, the weather, the mind, the people being unfavorable. Parandrishtva nivartate. Once you have the taste of giving, because, there is a kind of happiness when people, they win a lottery, when people, they receive, they gain things. When you receive things, it's all about satisfying the mind and the body. But when you give, and especially you give the words of Krishna, there is no taste higher than that. So the happiness is into giving, whereas when we take, it's miserable feeling because you want more. Dusparena nalinacha, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. No matter, when you take, everybody goes out, to take something, take oxygen, take some food, take some money to maintain their family, take some clothes to cover themselves, take some respect. Or everyone is in taking mood. They want something from the material energy. But devotees, they go out in giving mood. So we are different. That's the difference between devotee and non-devotees. So when we give, we are happy. When we take, we are miserable. Dusparena nalinacha means when you throw fuel on fire to extinguish the fire, you throw more fuel. And the desires of taking, it's like that. More you take to satisfy your mind and senses, and more the fire of greed increase. I meet a lot of people, wealthy people, and they're miserable, believe me. Sometimes I met the CEO of the motor service area the other day. I showed you the picture. And, they invited me, for a coffee with them at the table in the service area. The manager has known me for 15 years. He's the area manager of all the motor service area. So he introduced me to the CEO, who's got the 51 shares into the business. Shareholder, he's the main shareholder, and he took Bhagavad Gita. He's a millionaire, and he's made a lot of money on crypto as well. And are you happy? I asked him this question. Are you satisfied? So, but before you answer me, think properly. Are you because if you're satisfied, you don't want more, isn't it? You stop, you retire. The proof that you want more, it means that you're not satisfied. Correct? Give me an honest answer. And he said, yeah, you're right. People want more. This put a stop to it. It closed the tap. I said, Bhagavad Gita, you read it, it closes the tap for your greed. It closes the tap for your sense of wanting. It closes the tap and then opens up another tap, warm tap of giving. You start, you feel to give. In life, God, He wants to see there is two activities, taking and giving, taking and giving. One who gives is more glorious. One who takes is poor. Why he wants? Why he keeps wanting? I said to him, you remain, if you die, with this desire of wanting more and more, it means you are poor. Because poor people, they want, isn't it? It means you are poor. No matter how rich you are, but you are poor. So, but giving, means, you go out, we discussed yesterday, you give people mercy. What is the meaning of mercy? Means, because the words of God, they put an end to the people's misery. It means you forgive people. Krishna forgives them. They're not punishable anymore. Krishna says, okay, I rid off your debt. That's the word. If you have a look in a dictionary, the meaning of mercy, it means no more debts. You're not punishable, and you're not. That's why people in France, before the guillotine, they would invoke mercy. Means forgive them of that. Forgive the sins. He's got no more debt. So that's what we do. We forgive the sins. Not we, but Krishna. By reading this Bhagavad Gita, people, they're forgiven. And that's mercy. You are the carrier of this road. and stuff. They call, what's the verse in the Christianity? I was almost becoming a Catholic priest, I remember. I shall walk into the valley of death and fear no evil. Carry on. And then carry on. Comfort me. And then you carry the rod. There you are. And the mercy, you carry the mercy of God, wherever you go. The mercy of Jesus, the mercy of Allah. I give a lot of books to Muslim people. You have to learn the way, how to penetrate. They believe in zakat. Zakat, it's charity. And they believe, I said, we are also related to Buddhism. They like Buddha. They like Jesus. Muslim people, they like Jesus as a prophet. And Allah is great. We're teaching young people how to keep out of violence, how to keep out, bad habits. They don't like gambling. They don't like drugs, intoxicants. We teach young people with this message. I don't say Krishna, I don't say, God, with this message of mindfulness so that they can control their mind, how to, get rid of bad habits like intoxication, gambling, illicit sex. So there is a way, how to present these books to people. Anyway, so we carry the merciful words of Krishna, and anyone who receives them, they're bailed out. They become a devotee of Krishna. Bailed out from the punishment of Yamaraj. You'll be diminished. They'll be forgiven. That's the true meaning of mercy. So we went over 8:30s and we asked if there is any quick question, one question or two. Anything? There's one question over there. Then you can go for cheese on toast. It's cheese on toast on Friday, isn't it? Or maybe porridge. Sorry? Yeah.
Thank you for... I just wondered how you'd rank these services we have to do, like book distribution, chanting, devotionals.
Sorry, I can't hear.
How would you rank this, the book distribution in the orders of services?
Service area.
No, services that we do. How would you rank?
Have.
We often get told...
the Pujari, they say
devotional.
To be worshipper of Krishna is the highest. Temple president say, to be a manager is the highest. They're all right, they're all true. But I tell you what, Prabhupada at the end of his life, he had so many letters from GBC, sannyasis, temple presidents, pujaris, and book distributors. Do you know which letters he was interested of to open up and read? The book distribution. Because that's the heart of Srila Prabhupada. The old ISKCON consists of limbs, All the other services, they're part of the body of Srila Prabhupada. But the heart of Srila Prabhupada that keeps beating is his literature. The heart of Krishna is this transcendental knowledge, because they carry the words of God. So, as a book distributor, and I'll say boldly to all those who are online, you can criticize me as much as you want, and call me a fanatic. Book distribution is the best service to Krishna.
Haribo. ใช่